Hi, welcome back to English 111 Online. This week we're going to continue working on our Project 4 research paper, which is for the Persuasive Problem Solution essay. So this week, view my video lecture as you're doing right now. View the label with things to avoid in a good persuasive problem essay. So let's look at that right now and get that part of the thing done. The argument persuasive essay is research-based and is to be written in academic professional style. Therefore, avoid all the following. You don't want to use I, me, mine, myself. You particularly do not want to, look at the next to the last one here, use words like I feel or I believe or in my opinion or I think, because these are things that weaken your argument. Always write in third person and just state the facts and do not say that it's your opinion or it's what you think or all of that just weakens your argument. So please don't do that. Also, the plural form of those words, we, us, our, ourselves. It sounds like you want to go into this because you want to make yourself a part of it. But remember, this is academic tone, so write in third person. Also, avoid this. I plan to discuss, I will talk about, or in this paper, or this paper will, or this essay is about, or anything like those that actually give you the opportunity to announce your assignment in what you're reading. The essay should be complete to the point where someone can pick it up and read it and enjoy it as they would a magazine article and not have to know anything about your assignment. So don't say things like I chose this for my global goal and things like that. Third person academic, you're writing it to convince your readers that this is a worthy goal to meet based on a problem that is significant, and you're going to explain all of that, including your solutions for the problem to help meet the goal. Okay, so we've gone over that. View the video on argument. Now, the video on argument is in addition to this video you're looking at right now. It's this one right here, Understanding the Refugee Crisis. Let's see, what does it say? 9 minutes and 21 seconds. Let me warn you about this guy. This guy's name is John Green, and he talks a million words a minute. I mean, he just flies. So listen as well as you can, and periodically I have stopped the video so that you can sort of digest what you heard. These little marks across here when you're looking at this video, you can see those are places that I've stopped the video. When you get to one of those where the video stops, look at the comments that are there. And if it gives you the option to continue, click on continue. If you have to write something, an answer for something, do that and then click continue and carry on. Even if it doesn't seem like a question, go ahead and write something about what you've heard or understood so far and then click continue to get through that. I chose this because he like I said, talks a million words a minute, but he does a really good job of explaining a really complex issue about the refugee crisis. And we're not talking about refugees in our country, we're talking about refugees in another country. But he explains it, he gives the background on it, and he gives examples of the different kinds of arguments, the ethos, the pathos, and the logos. And you can, he also does a really good job of answering the opposition, refuting the opposition. In other words, saying what people who don't believe it is a problem or don't believe the solutions for the problem say, and then he answers them and tells them how they are wrong. So I think it's a really good introduction to all the parts that you need for an essay, even though he's doing it in a speaking manner instead of writing it. So that's why I included it. The other thing is up here, let's see, continue researching to get information for your outline. You want to view the document for the instructions for the outline, complete the outline, and then you'll post it on the Turnitin link. So your graded work for this week is the Core Project 4 outline and the inquisitive activities that were dated October 31, but I've changed the date on those to give you until November the 7th for those. We'll mention some things that we might do if you want to go back and work on some of the things, and I may adjust the dates for a later date in the semester, but right now just concentrate on those last two if you haven't already done them, and work on this essay. The essay is the most important thing. Okay, so let's look at that document, which is right here. This is the document for the instructions for the outline. So use the information to create an outline for Core Project 4 Persuasive Problem Solution Essay. And after completing your complete introduction paragraph, it asks you to write an introduction paragraph, and you can revise it later, but just go ahead and introduce us to your goal that you're trying to meet, and end it with your thesis or your claim. We call the claim, the thesis a claim in persuasive writing, and then and mention those the three solutions that you have that you're going to mention in the essay, that you're going to go into more detail. So here's what I've asked you to, just to remind you, you need an attention grabber. How does this, but you want something, not just something that's going to grab my attention but has nothing to do with what you're talking about. You want to get it something that will strengthen the argument that you're getting ready to make. Your background information, think about that. How does it relate to your claim? And if it doesn't relate, leave it out. So you don't want to put a whole bunch of information in there. You're going to have a background paragraph later on to put more information in. But right now, you're starting with something that's getting my attention concerning the goal that you're going to be writing about in this essay. For example, no hunger. I might be writing about no hunger. Well, then I want to give you know, a startling statistic or something about the number of people in the world that are hungry every day. Something like that to grab the attention, and then start narrowing that down to your claim. This is your should statement. You should have a word in this claim or thesis statement for your persuasive essay that says we should do the following to help meet the UN global goal of zero hunger, whatever it is, and list those specific things that you're going to be talking about in your essay. That would be your thesis statement. That's your claim. Then, so actually, underneath this, if you want to type on this, all you need to do is go over to the Google Docs on the side over here, and where it says File, go down to Make a Copy. And then when you make your copy, you can type on that. This is right now is just for you to view it only, but you could actually type if you make a copy of it. Then you can save that copy, and you can post that or upload that to the Turnitin link. If you don't want to type on this one, you can just go over here and open a new document Click on the file, same thing. Click on a new Google Doc, and there it is, a document. And then when you do that, you can look at your instructions over here, and then type on the document itself that you've pulled up, the new document that you've made. And what you'd have is introduction like this, and then you'd have your introduction paragraph written in there. Then background paragraph, explain why the problem that the goal is based on is significant, and end that with your solutions restated. When you're writing out your that background information, this is what you need to include in that. Your body paragraphs, you would have one for each solution. Each one should have a topic sentence for each body paragraph that states the one solution from your claim, or one of the solutions from your claim. And then this is where you're going to speak about your side of things, the 3 solutions that support your claim that the goal should be met. And you're going to bring in evidence. So your evidence is going to come from those websites that you have been investigating and making sure that they pass that CRAP test. And you're going to put, evidence to back up everything that you say. And so maybe my topic sentence for the first body paragraph would be, in order to avoid, or in order to meet the UN global goal of zero hunger, water needs to be provided for countries that are in drought. I don't know if that's one or not, or if it's one that you're going to use, but whatever it is, your solution, make that your topic sentence, and then bring in evidence that relates to that particular solution. Try to include in your body paragraphs logos argument, which is logical, appeals to the brain, facts, statistics, an expert opinion, authorities, laws that back it up, that sort of thing. Ethos, that it's ethical argument, it appeals to the sense of right and wrong, the morality, and as we said last time, it also, if your essay is well written, that gives you some ethical grit, I'll say, and it gives that would be considered, as long as your language is good and strong, that also adds to this type of argument, this ethical. But it also can just centers around, we want to do the right thing, the morality of not letting people be hungry. And then the pathos, the emotional appeal, it's something that appeals to your heart, like a story of a child in a country that starved to death when there's so many people in the world that are overweight, and I'm one of them. After you do your 3 body paragraphs for your 3 solutions, or if you're doing more than 3, you'd have 4 body paragraphs for that. So you could just put body paragraph 1 and put your topic sentence in there, and put some evidence. You don't have to use complete sentences to fill this out, except for the introduction paragraph. The opposing side, your topic sentence states the strongest reasons from the other side that says your solutions won't work or your goal isn't important. And so you want to answer the other side. You're going to explain why the other side is wrong, and you're going to examine it for logical fallacies, which we'll do some work on next week. But logical fallacies are things where what they're saying sounds all right on the surface, but it really does not make sense what they're saying. All you need to do here, though, is the outline part of it. Find what people are saying about why it won't work, or why it's not a valid problem that needs to be solved. And then you're going to find information to put in your essay when you actually write your rough draft, which we'll look at next week. You'll you'll be using information that you have broadened from this outline that you're completing. And then your conclusion needs to be very strong. It restates the claim, the thesis statement again, the 3 points or the 3 solutions to solve the problem that will help meet the global goal that you have chosen. It restates your main arguments. You know, those 3 solutions. You don't go back and put in all that evidence and everything that you had when in the major essay, but you will go back and summarize it. And then it predicts what ignoring the problem or not following the solutions will cause. And so, you know, if we don't work on this solving this problem of world hunger, so that we can have zero hunger in the world, then we're going to be losing people. And, you know, every day people are going to be sick and contract diseases and everything, because not being properly nourished leads to all kinds of problems. So you'd put that in there, and then end it with some call to action, a career that you can pursue, a personal investment of time or money. So there are things, maybe you can't help another country that has a high poverty level. Maybe you can't provide food for them, but you can find an organization that does help, that you believe is a good organization to work with, and you can donate, you know, for that. In your own country, you can donate to local soup kitchens or homeless shelters where there's a grocery closet or something where people can go and pick up food, because we have you know, hungry people right here in our community too. So that's what I want you to do for the outline, and then save your document. As I said, you could just type right under here, or you can, like, restates the claim, you could put your colon there and type out what your claim is again. Restates the main arguments, you can put those solutions in. Predicts what it will cause, colon, and then you type in there what will happen. Or you can do it in a separate document, and you can just put conclusion up there, and the first point would be, you know, you would type out what your restatement of your claim is, what your restatement of the solutions for the problem is, and your prediction, you can type that out, and then the call for action. This does not have to be in complete sentences. It can just be bullet points, like I've put here in this document. So your outline is to help keep you on point in doing your research, so you know what it is that you're looking for. You should have enough that you should be able to do the basic outline. Outline is not the complete rough draft. It is just an outline to guide you. Then when you get ready to do your rough draft, you fill it out with paragraphs based on some of this information you put in here on the outline. Another thing that you can that I mentioned on the middle page that we need to take a look at is the Project 4 map. So I pulled that up here. This is what we had on last week's too, and you can see all the things that we've done so far. We've been looking for background information. We've been doing the solutions journal last week. And then this week, we're to this point where we're completing the outline. What's coming up is completing the rough draft, and then revising and submitting your final document. So all of, you can sort of see what it is that we've already done. Have you done your 3-2-1 Global Goals Journal, complete topic, the topic journal, the CRAP worksheets for each source? I told you to do those and hold on to them, because we're going to need it for the annotated bibliography. And so that's always something good to pull up and look at it and say, okay, have I done all this stuff? And then use what you've done, all the research you've done, to help you fill out the outline for this week. Okay, so let me get back to the middle page. let's see, what else did I say? And do the due dates, and let's scroll down and look at those due dates too. I put it as the very last thing here. Due dates for Project 4, your solutions journal. We had some debate about October 30th, October 31st, and the reason is because I get mixed up on those dates because I have a hybrid class that meets only on Wednesdays, and then I have this online class that goes Wednesday through Tuesday. And so I had, at one point, I had both dates up there, the 30th and the 31st, but as long as you get it in by the 31st, you'll be good. Outline due by November 6th, which is Tuesday of this, at the end of this week, or Tuesday of next week. Man, it's been a rough day. And then your rough draft due by Tuesday the 13th, and your final draft due the week after Thanksgiving, which the Tuesday after Thanksgiving, which is November the 27th. So, and there's the link, the Turnitin link for you to submit your outline on. If you have any questions, contact me and let me know, and I'll be glad to help you. Otherwise, I'll just see you next time.